If you suffer from chronic allergies, then I don't have to tell you how frustrating and at times how painful they can be. And when you add singing into the mix, you have a recipe for disaster. Is there anything that will help alleviate your allergy symptoms all while you continue to sing? Let's find out.
Sound check. Check 1, check 2.
Today's video is in response to Voice Essentials subscriber Fatima Vinay, who asks, could you please make one of singing with allergies? Please? Sure, Fatima, that's what we do here on the Voice Essentials channel. We answer your questions. And before we deep dive into the subject of singing with allergies, allow me to introduce myself to those of you who don't know me. My name is Dr. Dan and I'm a contemporary singing voice specialist. It's my job to help you realise the full potential of your singing voice. But it can be hard to achieve your full vocal potential when your whole vocal tract is stuffed up with allergy. So what is an allergy? Well, briefly, an allergic response is the immune system's incorrect response to an allergen. The allergen can come in many forms: pollen, grass, dust mites. They're all common allergens which the body can mistake for a pathogenic invader. The immune response to these allergens is complicated, but the symptoms are not. A runny nose, itchy eyes, nasal congestion, and an irritated throat are all indicators that your body may be suffering from an allergic response. Unfortunately, as you've probably already noticed, many of these symptoms are taking place along the vocal tract, making it nigh on impossible to sing with freedom and ease. So what can you do to manage your allergies and alleviate the symptoms?
Sound check.
Because an allergic response may take up to 24 hours to resolve, the best approach to allergy management is a long-term one, as opposed to reactive strategies which provide ineffective relief from symptoms. I always encourage my students suffering from systemic allergies to first identify what are they allergic to. This common sense approach should empower you to make subsequent decisions when forming your long-term strategy. For example, if pollen is what sets you off, then it's likely that your allergies are seasonal and might only require low-level medicinal intervention. If, however, you suspect dust mites are the main culprits, the little blighters that they are, then undergoing desensitization via immunotherapy may be advisable. advisable. You might also be interested to learn that an allergy test can now be done via studies of your blood. I recently had a blood test for allergies and learnt that I have a mild allergy to mould and garden weeds. Now, the garden weeds are not a big concern because I'm not typically rolling around in my weed-infested lawn, but it was good to know about the mould because, well, our ensuite shower, which is not well ventilated, can get a slight build-up of mould, and the answer in part to my allergies work to keep the mildew build-up to a minimum in the ensuite. But the best laid plans of mould eradication still require me to take a daily antihistamine during the late months of winter and into spring because I can't remove all the mould from my environment. The antihistamine that I take is a non-drowsy, once-a-day, non-prescription medication. Of course, my allergies are mild, so if your symptoms are at the more severe end of the scale, I strongly advise seeing your family doctor or your local pharmacist for personalised advice. Before continuing, allow me to highlight that most allergy medications are extremely drying. For the allergy sufferer, this is the better of two evils when you consider the impact that allergies can have on your voice. This being said, it is important that you double your efforts to maintain proper hydration levels to counteract the dehydrating effect that these meds will have on your instrument. Now, as we continue, please take a quick moment to hit the thumbs up button if you're learning something new from today's video.
Sound check.
If your allergy symptoms include nasal congestion, postnasal drip or a runny nose, then you might like to consider using a steroidal spray like Nasonex or Flonase. You can use a nasal spray in conjunction with an antihistamine, but if your symptoms are limited to the nasal cavity, then a nasal spray delivers the medicinal benefits directly to the point of allergic reaction. Even better, many nasal sprays have limited, if any, drying effect, which is much better for us singers. But be careful because nasal sprays can irritate the throat, causing a cough, and even hoarseness for some people. I mentioned earlier in the video that an allergic response can take up to 24 hours to resolve. This means that any medicinal response should be administered over weeks, not days. It can take up to 5 days for many allergy medications to reach full effectiveness. So don't just pop a single pill and hope for the best, especially if your allergy is seasonal like mine. I know that some of you will be concerned by my advice to take antihistamines and use steroidal nasal sprays. Allow me to stress that I'm not keen to see any singer taking any medications that are not necessary or warranted. I would prefer that we were all healthy with no physical ailments. Unfortunately, for some singers, however, the only thing keeping them on stage and singing is a little antihistamine pill or their steroidal nasal spray. Furthermore, I want to reiterate that any long-term use of any pharmaceutical should always be done under the strict guidance of your family doctor, who is best placed to direct your medical care. None of us should be popping pills at the first sign of a runny nose. Speak to your doctor first and act according to their professional advice. Perhaps like me, you suffer from allergies. What do you do to manage your body's allergic response? Please share your experience in the comments section below. Everyone in the Voice Essentials community looks forward to learning from your knowledge. I'll catch you in the next Voice Essentials video. I'm Dr. Dan. Sing well.